Hello and welcome to Money Speaks News. Here we look at all the ways money impacts the world. In today's episode, we will do a twist looking at court cases, not millionaires. Money has a big impact on everything, and in the court case Buckley v. Vallejo, we look at money in elections. In order to understand this case, we must know the FECA law. This FECA stands for Federal Election Campaign Act. This law required that money donated to campaigns be disclosed and open to the public. It also set legal spending limits on spending in a campaign. This limit was set on both the candidate and the voters. All money was to be publicly financed and disclosed. Now let's look at an example. In today's election, we have Bill Gates and Hannah. We will be looking at what assets they have going into this election.
Hello, I'm Bill Gates. I have a net worth of $95 billion and I own Microsoft.
I'm a recent college graduate and I have a lot of debt.
Here's a question the court had to ask in 1976. Should someone like Bill Gates be able to spend all of his money on the campaign, or should there be a limit to make it so that Hannah and Bill Gates must spend only a decided amount, making it fair for both of them? Another problem facing the court was that involving donations. Let's look at an example.
Hello, Bill Gates here again. I've decided not to run for president, but instead choose to support candidate Kanye for election 2020. I would like to donate lots of my money in support of this candidate because of his fire rap tunes and his support of my man Donald Trump.
I am the CEO of a large company, Casey Corporations, and we will be donating our money to Bernie Sanders in the 2020 election and hope for his future legislation. I would like to keep the money a secret.
Now we will be interviewing an actor who makes barely above minimum wage. She's a common viewer of our show, Money Speaks News.
Thank you, Mr. Arthur. I have one vote. Just one vote. Just like Bill Gates and that random CEO lady, but unlike them, I don't have loads of money to spend on my candidate, Leslie Knope. And this is unfair because we all have strong opinions, but they're going to get a larger say in the election because they can spend their money on publicity for their dumb candidates.
It may seem obvious, something that came into question was the First Amendment. The part looked at was the freedom of speech portion. It was argued in front of the court that spending your money to support a candidate is a form of free speech and expresses your political views and therefore should be protected. The judges made a decision to keep parts and remove parts of the Federal Election Campaign Act. Let's start with what stayed the same. Money donated must be disclosed. This they wanted to stay the same to reduce corruption. They also kept the limit to money donated to candidates from an elector. The reasoning behind this was that people can still find other ways to further the progress of their party by volunteering time and making donations to their political party in general. What changed was the court said that candidates should not have a limit on how much of their personal money they can spend on the campaign. The court also changed the way members of the FEC or Federal Elections Committee were selected, making it so they are nominated by the president and confirmed by the Senate. Money is very controversial when it comes to elections and presidents. Many are afraid of corruption when it comes to donating money. In today's world, money truly does speak, and in recent elections, the candidate who is willing to spend the most money has won. This case has left a lasting impact, rewriting how members of the important Federal Election Campaign Committee are selected and provides a strict set of rules that must be followed in financing your campaign. Thank you for joining us today on Money Speaks News.